Hey everybody, Aaron Smith with the 180 Impact, and today let's start talking about anxiety, right? What a fun topic, but I want to say this, that if we don't start dealing with these serious issues, then we pay the price down the road. And I want to make sure that I'm giving you this information as much as possible. So what we're going to do is, being first responders, we're naturally doers, we're fixers, we're type A personalities. We want to get to the solutions. But I think we need to first understand anxiety, how it's caused, and what it can look like before we get in the process of rewiring our thoughts and fixing our anxiety. Now, disclaimer here, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not even a licensed counselor, but hey.
I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
And I dealt with a ton of anxiety, and I fought like hell to get back to where I am today. And I owe it to you to be able to help you out and get this information into your hands as well. So let's use the incident of a rollover car accident. Now, if you're a police officer, dispatcher, paramedic, or a firefighter, we've all been called or responded to rollover accidents. But on a particular one, you get there and it's a fatal rollover accident involving a small child. Now all of a sudden, that traumatic event, you remember what you saw, you remember the smells, what you heard, whether it was a rainy day, sunny day, whatever the case may be, that's now imprinted into your memory. That's stored into your amygdala. 2 or 3 months down the road, or from that time on, every time you get dispatched to a rollover accident, what's the first thing that happens? Blood pressure goes up, you start freaking out, adrenaline flows, heart rate's through the roof, because you're associating that one rollover fatal accident with every with every rollover accident you now get dispatched to. So what's happened is that memory has now created a reaction in unrealistic calls for service, or unrealistic outcomes. Not every rollover accident is going to be a fatal one. Not every domestic fight or domestic assault is going to be a fatal shooting or a fatal stabbing. So a lot of times we associate those with each other, and we can't get that under control. This could be different from depression. This could be, anxiety could manifest itself in different ways, but if you're dealing with a lot of, all of a sudden, you hit panic mode, or you're going to calls that shouldn't elicit such a high adrenaline response or such fear, but yet you're freaking out anyways, that could be one of the reasons why. It's just a sign of anxiety. One particular one that I had trouble with when I was working as a road patrol officer, my wife was home with the children, and as I would work the road, even though I was on the road as a patrol officer, every time I would hear fire engine sirens or ambulance sirens, I was freaked out, and immediately my thoughts went to, where's my wife and my 2 children? Are they home? Had they been in a car accident? They said they'd be home. I hope they're home. I hope everything's okay. Because in the back of my mind, I knew that on an accident, fire and life care would get dispatched just before the police department would. Was that a realistic expectation? Was that really going to happen every time that I heard an ambulance or a fire engine? Were they responding to an accident involving my wife and children? Absolutely not. And that was unrealistic for me to think and to feel so in such a way. But I had been to so many accidents involving children and mothers that is what triggered my anxiety for that specific, or for that particular case. And I went on like that for a long time. As a matter of fact, I never got over that because I didn't know what it looked like and I didn't know how to deal with it. So that's what we want to do in the next couple of videos, is that understand and try to recognize your own anxiety. Do you have triggers? Do you have panic attacks? Do you find yourself kind of excessively worrying? And don't try to figure it out where it's coming from right now, but look up the symptoms of anxiety. If you want to go to Dr. Google, that's fine, but see if you have any of those. And if you do, understand that it's okay based on the job and the experiences that you've been through. And then we'll talk more in the next videos. We want to break down a little bit more of like how anxiety settles itself into your brain and into your thoughts. And then later down the road, I want to give you some information on some simple meathead science ways to kind of rewire the brain. All of our thoughts and everything we do is stored in the brain. And with the wonderful neuroscience and research and everything that's out there, they've broken it down until we can actually rewire our thoughts, rewire our brains, and get back to somewhat normal function. So I'm going to take the time to really, again, I call it meathead science for us that are lay people that don't have degrees, so that we can simply understand what all this great brain research has been able to teach us these last few years, and we'll go from there. So in the meantime, if you could like this, share it with somebody, and comment below. Please reach out to us at the180impact@gmail.com. Check us out here, Facebook, Instagram. We're trying to build the rest of the social media platforms, but give us a holler. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you at the next one. Thank you.